Well, all good things must come to an end. What goes up must come down. And this video is going to talk about Teofimo and what he just said. It may shock some of y'all. Maybe some of you guys expected this. I don't know. But the world of boxing is talking on the heels of Shakur Stevenson dominating Teofimo Lopez in a brilliant boxing exhibition. Now, Tio's next move is under the microscope, is under question. So, this video is going to ultimately break it down for you and let you know what Tio had to say regarding his next move. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, Teofimo announced his next move finally. Before I get into that, check out my full breakdown. It's like an hour long. I will put a card at the end of this video. I took my time with the video. I expressed myself fully. And y'all got to respect it. Subscribe. Like. These videos ain't going to like themselves. I'm not these other dudes, brand X. I'm not here to clickbait you. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to have a bloated intro or outro to try to game the algorithm to make the video longer. I'm giving y'all real content. So check it out. If you like my style, then subscribe. Now, Teofimo, he keyed the world in on his next move, right? Boom. He posted this and it's some like meme and he's talking about they gonna hate. But keep that in mind. We'll come back to that. He also posted this picture. Or actually it was like a boomerang. It was like a video boomerang. And he was like, he did like this, like punch the screen or whatever. You can find it if you catch it. If you catch this video early, if you're one of the early listeners, you could probably catch it on social media before it cycles after 24 hours. If you watch this video, boom, Instagram, take that story off. But it's in his stories. And he says his first words after the Shakur Stevenson defeat: off to the welterweight division, punch emoji, smiling emoji. Right? What do I think? He's talked about it in the past, but I've stated this numerous times. These fighters sell out for the paycheck and they do things backwards. Benjamin Button, straight Benjamin Button, right? Where I am not a fan of a fighter waiting until you get clapped up and beat up like what Shakur did. And then suddenly it dawns on you, hey, I need to move up in weight. My body can't take this weight class anymore. You should have decided that before. And then now Tio has, for me, 3 separate issues that he has to evaluate and tackle for the sake of his career. 1, your dad did a horrible job in the corner. Watch my full-fledged breakdown. I've already talked about it. He was not telling you technical boxing advice that would save you or, help you out your situation. He was just saying stuff like, hit him! You gotta hit him! Punch him! You're gonna hate yourself tomorrow. You don't have to be Emmanuel Stewart to say some basic lines like that. Like, you could be an 8-year-old kid with no boxing experience and you see someone getting punched on and their eyes cut and they're getting jabbed to the heavens, right? An 8-year-old kid would probably have the wherewithal and the competency to be like, hit him back. You know what I mean? You got to hit him. You got to try. Like, This is just like rudimentary common sense type instructions. No technical like circle to his left, you know, jab to the solar plexus, and then when he bites on it, crack him with a hook. You're not telling him anything like that. You're just like, hit him. You're gonna hate yourself in the morning. What are you doing? Where did your power go? Like, so as far as I'm concerned, Tio gotta sort that out. Are you keeping your pops? I know I can't be the only person, and you let me know in the comment section if you think Tio should keep his pops as his head trainer. And again, I'm not trying to come between the family and like, create a rift. I'm just giving you my truest self speech, right? I don't think it's a good fit. Now, with that being said, I don't even know this late in the game with several losses or two losses or whatever you got. I don't even know if you can change a lot of what's maybe held you back in the Kambosos fight or the Shakur fight. So that's one issue. Issue number two is you can move to welterweight, but why did you wait till you got beat up to do it? And then extension of number two is welterweight is a desolate division. Like, nobody want to see you fight Lewis Crocker. Barrios and Ryan Garcia are about to fight. So for me, the only real attractive type of fights at welterweight that I can even think of, the best ones would be Tio and Devin Haney, or Teofimo and the winner of Barrios, Ryan Garcia. So you got like two options. But my thing is this: do you even take a fight like that coming off the back of what Shakur did to you? Especially the Devin Haney angle. Now, I'm not suggesting that Devin fights identically to Shakur, because I don't think he does. But Devin also has a great jab, and he has more experience than you do at 44 and 47, because he at least completed the Brian Norman fight and the Jose Ramirez fight. So you're already trailing behind in terms of acclimation to the welterweight division, because 44 is kind of closer to the full welterweight anyway. So the Ramirez fight, he got like 1.5 fights at welterweight. You got 0, right? So you can move up all you want, but who are you going to fight? Lewis Crocker? Some obscure name to try to build your confidence back, which leads me into point number 3. Just like, where does Tio really go from here? I really feel like he's going to have a very hard time to become a champion again. And I don't know what the future holds. I don't like say this to slight anybody, but he's going to have a real hard time. If people felt before this fight that you were mentally like shakeable, where are you even going to be? This is like Victor Ortiz 2.0, right? Prince Nassim Hamed after he fought Marco Antonio Barrera, the babyface assassin 2.0. You got skill, you got some pizzazz, you got some flash, but we just seen on full display that none of that stuff mattered when it counted against a technical southpaw like Shakur Stevenson. And as I stated in my What Really Happened video, you have like almost like, let's say boxing trash talk is an arcade, and I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. So these analogies will help you understand my points. That's why I give so many analogies. Boxing in the pre-build, let's call that an arcade. You show up to an arcade, you have to pay with quarters, dollars, or tokens, typically, right? So you choose. At some point, you got $20 to spend as a kid, $30, whatever. You got $30 worth of tokens that you can get. After you play the game and keep losing, then guess what? You don't have no more chances, right? Now, the reason I'm using this analogy of an arcade is because to me, that's kind of what the trash talking is. You have a certain amount of chances to do all the theatrics and do all the pre-build and talk the trash and talk spicy and talk crazy, you only got a certain amount of times that you can do that before you're out of tokens if you don't keep winning. Just like the arcade. To continue playing so you don't have to just leave, you have to keep winning. That's how the trash talk in boxing is, or combat sports. So, for example, Conor McGregor, he in his prime, him trash talking, everybody was like, yeah, and laughing at it. But now, because you haven't fought in a while and you haven't won, and when you have trash talk Habib Nurmagomedov, you got cooked. So it don't hit the same. And that's where I feel the boat that Teofimo is in. We've heard you say what you're going to do to Cambosis. And we've seen you be problematic for Top Rank. And then you were all on Triller's side. And, you did pull out a Devin Haney fight for money and blah, blah, blah. You did all these things and been a headache to deal with. Then you attack the black community and black people with these racial innuendos and alleged jokes that nobody found funny except for maybe a handful of race fans, right? You did all this stuff. You caused all this chaos. You told Shakur you're going to stop him. You told the world that Shakur is overrated. You said Shakur can't punch. You said this, that, and the third. And in the end of the fight, Mr. I Can't Punch got you looking crazy. This is how he had you looking. And now you're talking about I'm moving up to welterweight. So, best of luck to you. But you're trying to smile through the pain. That's what this picture looks like to me. Like, like you want to cry, but you're trying to put on a brave face. And then again, mentally, your dad said this in a post-fight interview. He was like, they say my son, it looks like your nose is broken or swollen, right? Look at that. It looked like the Taco Bell logo. It looked like a bell. Shakur done turned yours to a bell pepper, to the Nacho Bell Grande. You got a bell. Your nose look crazy right here, right? Eyes all busted up, and y'all talking about, oh, Shakur has no power. Oh, he had a little bit of something that night, pepper spray or something, because his face looked pretty done up, right? So me, I'm a professional. I've been doing this long before T.O. was pro. I don't make these videos to like kick a person while they down, but I'm not going to lie, especially for nobody that was talking bad about black people. I'm for sure not finna like cape for you and lie when I think that your road back is very hard, very, very hard. I'm not going to do that for T.O. I'm really not doing that for no fighter, but especially a person like T.O. who you played the game, you spun the wheel, you had your jokes with the bananas and the watermelon or whatever, and I hope it was worth it, because now you're on the losing side of things again. You don't have a belt. You're talking about moving to a new division. Good luck to you. It's that simple. Good luck to you. We'll see what your next move is. But I think T.O., and I've said this for other fighters that were in similar positions, he's in between a rock and a hard place. You got beat up. You said Shakur was overrated. And it's like, what are you going to do at welterweight? Welterweight is a dead division overall, minus the fights that I've already told you. And I feel like every one of those fights are pretty dangerous, where you got, again, your own pop said, people said my son is easy to mess him up mentally. We seen you on video after the Sandor Martin fight with the jersey on talking about, do I even still got it? So if you were saying that in a fight you won and you were crying after you won, like you won some kind of Grammy or Oscar award, like you Ryan Coogler for Sinners or something and won a Oscar, if you were doing that for Sandor Martin, a victory, then how are you going to embrace this loss? Again, we may have very well seen the best of Teofimo Lopez. This might be Victor Ortiz 2.0, right? Talented kid, talked a lot, athletic, powerful, explosive. But we might have seen your best days at this point, because the T.O. that showed up, it was devoid of a game plan. You made no adjustments. And again, all that trash talk, that razzle dazzle and dropping your hands and, dancing and doing all that, walking out to the Jabberwockies and pop locking, and none of that mattered when you don't win. It's very important for flashy fighters to keep winning, to keep the stock high. That's kind of live by the sword, die by the sword. That's one of the things that could be problematic for flashy boxers. When that flash is gone and your aura is stripped away, then you're not really viewed as the same fighter. Let me know how I did. For all of my links, the support links, the links to follow, use my link me in the description. I'll be back with some more heat. Definitely subscribe. We're going to keep working. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.